everybody, I'm here to give you another tip on Wushu, and this is the Meridian system. They're easy to figure out once you understand where to look and how simple they are. At first it looks complex, but you just have to understand that all the information is right there in the actual martial arts skill book. We're just gonna either click it or hit K, whichever you prefer. And we're going to go down to these 4 points. And you click onto that, and you'll see a lot of information going on here, but you can narrow it down really, really fast. This is the Meridian that you're trying to pick, so key gathering in tandem, which is your standard, everybody has it, no one's really particularly good at it, and it doesn't give you anything particularly grand, but it has a nice bonus. And as you can see here, it maxes out at level 9, which I have maxed, and it gives you these bonus stats. And each one has different bonus stats. What you want to do with these is you want to discipline them to bring them up, and the rest you can generally ignore in this menu. This is your chi bar, which is what you use to level it up, and you gather this by fighting and completing quests and doing important missions and things like that. Most of this other stuff isn't implemented yet. I suspect it's something to do with mixing meridians and opening and closing and such like that, but you don't have to worry about anything about that. The only thing you have to need to worry about is the stats that it gives you, how to gain chi, which is through fighting and other stuff, and of course opening and closing the meridians. Now, to open or break through one of these acupoints, which is one of these points here, which all do different things, but the easiest way to figure out what they do is just to look at them. You'll see most of these do nothing because this is the original one, but this one up here says requirement of breaking through acupoint, self-recollection 20 level, which should be level 20. But what that does is that'll change how many levels you can put into it. Right now, without breaking through that acupoint, I can only give it 9 levels. But if you break through, you can get up to 36 levels, and it can continue as you break through each acupoint. On this one, there's only one. Since there's nothing explained on how to break through these, I'd assume that would unlock after you've broken the first one. Now this is your generic one for starter players. Then we get into these ones, and as you can see there's a lot more, but it's really simple to go through. Usually, to tell which one is best for your specific school is just look at the top. See, this one, it's hard to read in red, but you can see Imai stilt walking level 25. You know that this one will probably most likely benefit the Imai the best because it requires their internal skill to break through, which requires leveling it up. Now if you go over here, you can see the stats that it gives, what bonuses. The green numbers are what you get when you level this up through disciplining, and as you can see this one has lots of points, but you can also see the other ways to unlock, like this one, which is continuing to level up your secondary internal skill to level 20, and as you move down that would be your 3rd internal, and that will probably be your 4th, and these could lead to other things, but as you can see you get skill points, and these are your Wushu skill points, and what these do is unlock these skills down here, which what these skills mainly do from what I can tell is unlock great combos like this one. As you can see, Lotus sharing 1 root, submerge the Lotus. Lotus Palm can be cast directly after lotuses of the same root. Of course, the titles on a lot of these are mismatched, but you can tell what it does. If I use Lotus sharing 1 root, you can immediately afterwards use Submerge the Lotus, which means there's no cooldown, because when you use a skill, there's a brief cooldown period in between, and this removes that for the one specific skill it's meant to chain with. So you can see where this starts creating combos. See, and for me to obtain that, I go to Greater Yang, Small Intestine Meridian of the hand. And as you can see, I'm leveling mine up, and you can see I haven't unlocked anything bigger yet. But as you can tell, my skills have gone up. I've leveled this up a couple times, and now cultivating. And you can see I've put chi in it. There's more than one way to get chi. Generally, it's fighting, quests, and also certain pills and items will increase it. But you have to be watchful of those items, because as you can see, I have 16. If I get a 10k pill for that, I'll actually be wasting some of it, because it does not put the rest of the chi from that pill into the next level. It literally will max out that level and say, sorry, the rest is now in the air. So be careful which ones you use. If it's the 10,000 ones that you get every day, then you're okay. But sometimes you'll get 100,000 ones, and you want to save those for the high difficult levels, the ones that'll take you a long time to build up. Which happens when I break through this first acupoint, which is at level 25 of my mental leisure skill, which will boost us up to 36, which means every time I level it, more and more chi will be needed. Now, you start off with 3 that you are able to turn on and level up. And by turning them on, you get the bonuses. You know, this one I've got maxed out as well. And as you level it, the bonuses will get higher to a certain extent. And with ones that are outside of your school ones, as you can see, it requiring other inner skills of other schools, it's very hard to obtain those. You can get them to 9, and until you obtain that internal skill, you cannot take them any higher. But as you do quests, you will unlock one more slot so far, which is where you get 4 that you can have on. So you can have 4, and just pick ones that have the stats that you're looking for. I'm aiming for mainly internal skills, so I've aimed for ones that say internal skill hit rate, internal skill critical, damage, etc., etc. You might, on the other hand, be aiming for external. You know, like this one's got more internal stuff and many other things. This one comes with dodge and balance, so you're able to get out of fights, and defense against yang damage, so you're tougher against a specific element. Alright, so that's generally how Meridians work, and as you can see, it's all right here. You just got to take a minute to read it, and then you'll know what you need to do. So, how do you gain chi, and what does that look like? Well, it's pretty simple. If you look over here, I've been gaining experience, but when I attack one of these guys, you'll see over here, it'll say I've gained ... amount of chi. So I'll go over to these soldiers, and I will attack them. And as you can see, I gained 10 and 13 chi. We'll finish him off. And most of the time, you will gain chi from any combat move. And you gain the highest chi from the move that kills them most of the time. And you can get chi from dueling other players, and more or less any combat-orientated thing gives you the best amount of chi. And also some quests. It seems to be quests that want you to compete and, you know, fight in combat, where chi's very combat-orientated. And that's more or less the Meridian system. It's really simple. All you have to do is take the time to look at them, read them, know what stats you want, attach them, and of course find your school one, which is will always be this top one. Will give you the best idea which one it is. And you can always tell, as this one, you know, passing wisdom, that'll apply to a specific school's first internal skill. Now, and they'll always be the first internal skill, so you can't miss it. Other than that, you have your second skills, and getting those up as well, and unlocking each point will only make them stronger and only make them better benefit you, and also give you the ability to get more combos for each of your skill sets. Alright, well, I believe that's all I've got for you on Meridians, and I hope you have a good time in Wushu. Whatever you do, don't get caught.